As I said yesterday on the channel, I recorded Week 5 game picks and power rankings last night, and there was no audio. So to make up for that and try to get something out of my game picks this week, I'm going to upload a quick video, give you my pick for every single matchup, and do a quick breakdown, probably like a 10-minute video, maybe off my phone, and give you guys something. So let's hop right into the game picks and the power rankings, and I'm going to show you every matchup I have this week. Let's get right into it. We have bye weeks this week. How crazy is that? Detroit, Chargers, Eagles, Titans, all on bye week. This past week, I went 10-6 in week 4, and that brings my overall record to 34-30. And I got my first win on the locks of the week and the upset of the week, bringing my record in both those categories to 1-3. So let's get into the picks. Starting off, we have the Buccaneers and the Falcons in Atlanta for a treat of a Thursday night football game. And in this game, I was highly considering me picking the Atlanta Falcons, coming off the win over New Orleans, but Tampa Bay looks dangerous. They had in a yippee loss against Denver where they could have won that game, a bad loss against a really pretty bad team. But Baker Mayfield responded and beat the Eagles in a blowout statement win last week, and I am riding with the hot hand in Baker Mayfield to continue success and win. We have a London game. We're already in week 5. We have bye weeks. We have a London game. It is nuts around here, and we got the Jets and the Vikings. The New York Jets coming off a bad loss last weekend to Denver. And Minnesota, Darnold is looking like the MVP favorite right now as they are undefeated. One of 2 teams left undefeated, and I am highly considering picking the Jets in this game, guys. I'm not going to lie. I like the Jets in this game. I think they're going to put up a good fight, but I just cannot fall into the trap of not riding with the hot hand and not picking the team that's hotter right now. I am taking Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday morning. We have Caleb Williams and Andy Dalton in a Panthers-Bears matchup. And in this one, the Chicago Bears coming off a win versus Los Angeles. The Panthers coming off a loss versus my Cincinnati Bengals. And I'm going to ride with the home team at Soldier Field, the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams, to advance above 500. We have healthy Lamar and we have healthy Burrow. This matchup's an absolute treat at 1 p.m. on CBS. I will be in Paycor Stadium for this matchup. And in that case, I can't pick against my guys. I'm taking my Cincinnati Bengals. Although the Baltimore Ravens look very, very, very dangerous right now, coming off a blowout win versus the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football. Bengals defense looks vulnerable, but I'm going to ride with them in this game, and I'm picking Burrow and the Bengals. Hooday. And then we have the pinnacle, the premier CBS 1 o'clock game, Allen versus Stroud. Stephon Diggs obviously playing his old team. And I am riding with the Buffalo Bills in this game. Before the season, if you watch my prediction video, I was not a big believer in the Houston Texans. Even with all the new additions and all the star power that they have, potentially Joe Mixon back this week, potentially Dameon Pierce being back. Nonetheless, I am riding with Buffalo to beat Stephon Diggs and the Texans. And then we have a tilt in the AFC South. The Colts with Anthony Richardson coming off the injury. The Colts coming off the win versus the Steelers, going down the Duval County to play the only winless team in the NFL, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And in this game, I am riding with them for the second time this year as my upset of the week. I am picking Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars to get their first win of the season at home and beat the Colts. And this is my pick, upset of the week. Quite frankly, potentially the 2 worst teams in the entire National Football League right now. It is the Dolphins. It is the Patriots. Both teams dealing with injuries. Both teams don't look good. The Dolphins disappointing me on Monday Night Football with the loss to the Tennessee Titans. I switched my pick to the Dolphins after hearing that Huntley was starting. Evidently, didn't change much in Miami. As for the Patriots, this game is in Foxborough. Brissett is starting. The offensive line's obviously a mess. Today, the Dolphins just lost Jalen Phillips for the season. Both these teams dealing with injuries, probably the 2 worst teams in the league. In this case, in Foxborough, at home, I'm taking New England to get the win. An interconference matchup in Northwest Stadium, I believe it is. I think it's Northwest Stadium in Washington now, as it's the Browns and the Commanders. This is similar to the Jets-Vikings game. I could really see an upset here for the Browns, but I am not falling into that trap. Jaden Daniels is having a historic start to the rookie season. Completion percentage-wise, he is tearing up defenses in the last 3 weeks. And I will be taking the Washington Commanders and riding with the hot hand again in this game. And then we have an AFC West hill in Denver. It's the Raiders and the Broncos. And in this game, I'm going to keep it simple. The Broncos getting a 1-point win over the Jets last week in an upset. Nonetheless, Bo Nix did not look that well. He only threw 60 yards. The Broncos looked mad. They only won because Greg Zuerlein missed a game-winning field goal. I am riding with the Raiders to go above 500. Amid all the Devontae Adams trade talks, I'm riding with the Raiders. A matchup in San Francisco. It's Cardinals, it's Niners. I don't have too much to say about this game. I'm picking the 49ers, and this is my lock of the week. I think the Niners curb stomp them. The Cardinals disappointed me last week, and I think 49ers take care of business, and they go above 500. And then we have the 2-2 Packers versus the 3-2 Rams in SoFi. And I'm taking Green Bay and Jordan Love to get back on track versus a pretty depleted and injured Rams team, still without their top 2 receivers. And I think Jordan Love has been in the 2 games he's played this season, he's played really well. Despite the losses to both the Eagles and the Vikings, he's played really well. I think they get this one with Love, and I think the Packers go to 3-2. And then we have Giants versus Seahawks, another 4:25 Eastern game. And in Seattle, Geno Smith has been on a tear, been playing some very good football, an absolute shootout with the Detroit Lions last Monday night, and I'm picking Seattle in this game at home. I think they take care of business, and they win the game. And then we have Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh. It is the Cowboys, it is the Steelers, 2 high-market NFL franchises. And for the Cowboys, they are potentially without Micah Parsons this week. DeMarcus Lawrence going to IR, so they have some injuries they have to deal with. Pittsburgh, however, coming off a loss to the Colts, Justin Fields is still on track to start, barring a terrible game. Russell Wilson is on his way to being healthy, but Fields is on too much of a hot streak right now for them to pull him. In this case, I am taking the Dallas Cowboys. I think this could be the Justin Fields game where that Mike Tomlin reconsiders and potentially puts in Russell Wilson if he's healthy for the remainder of starting. But the Cowboys have a tough schedule coming up, so I think that Dallas knows they need to get this one, and they win it. And then we have a pretty solid Monday Night Football game, if I do say so myself. It is the Saints and the Chiefs, and I don't really got much to say here. The Chiefs, obviously, Rashee Rice injured, Pacheco injured. Rashee Rice most likely done for the year. Obviously, they're taking multiple tests. It hasn't been officially announced as of Wednesday night when I'm recording this, but likely a torn ACL. We'll see what happens from there. The Saints coming off 2 straight losses, but in Arrowhead Stadium, I know the Chiefs haven't looked their best, but I cannot bet against Patrick Mahomes at home on primetime, so I'm going to stay with the Chiefs. And here are my power rankings as we have a new number 1, the Minnesota Vikings, playing the football that they're playing, going up to number 1, followed by the Chiefs, only decreasing 1 spot. Just because they are undefeated, I have to keep them there, but they have not been playing their best ball. Lions back up to 3 with the win. Texans up to 4 with the win. Bucks sneak back into the top 5 with the statement win over Philadelphia. Baltimore back in the top 6 with the blowout over Buffalo. Buffalo below Baltimore, have to be able to justify that with a Sunday Night Football game. 49ers and Seahawks both stay where they are with their past games, their respective matchups this weekend. Commanders, I have to be able to put those guys in the top 10. I underestimated the Jaden Daniels performance against the Bengals defense on Monday night, but now they are 3-1. I have to put them in the top 10. They go up 13. I believe those are our biggest risers of the week. Steelers go out of the top 10 by 1. Eagles out of the top 10. Packers at 13. Likely a win this week over the Rams, though. They'll jump back into the top 10 for sure. Jordan Love is playing very good ball. Falcons and Saints back-to-back. Younghoe Koo with a game-winning field goal on Sunday. Colts, Cowboys, Chargers decreasing with the loss. Jets won over the Broncos. I know the Broncos beat the Jets, but technically if Zuerlein made the field goal, the Jets would have won. Those 2 are back-to-back. My Bengals at 21. But with a win over Baltimore, we'll be back in the teens and potentially in the top 10, depending on how the power rankings shake out. Bears, Raiders, Rams banged up, down all the way down at 24. Cardinals with a disappointing loss at 25. Giants, Panthers, Browns, Titans, Jaguars winless, but I have them at number 30 over those two teams down there. Patriots are banged up. They only have one win, and the Dolphins look like one of the worst teams I've ever seen in my life right now. So, yeah, those are the power rankings. As you can see, I'll pan all the way down so you can take a look. And, yeah, that's the video for this week, guys. I know I recorded this video last night, but I mean, there was no audio, so I couldn't upload it, and I had to give you guys something. So if you guys enjoyed, please like, subscribe, be greatly appreciated, and I will see you guys next week or soon. I don't even know when I'll see you guys next. Later.